Imagine being presented an opportunity to enjoy 5 days of the most wonderful motorcycle riding anyone could ever ask for. On the back of vintage small-bore motorcycles, 350cc or less, we would rumble up mountains, ride through pouring rain and hail, conquer any challenges presented to us. We would enjoy 5 life-changing days riding on some of the best roads and curves Colorado had to offer. Hi, my name is John, and this is my beautiful wife, Anne Marie. We are from Austin, Texas, and when presented the opportunity, of course we said yes. This is the story of the Small Bike Big Adventure 2021 Colorado Ride.
We're going to head out of the parking lot here. We're going to head through some residential. We're going to get on a kind of secondary highway. We're going to travel on that for 3 or 4 miles through a couple stoplights. So we're probably going to get broken up as a group in this first stretch when we get to the bottom of the canyon.
For any ride to take place, it must first be organized. Standing on the left, sipping on a mimosa, we have the Puch Master, Todd Wallace. And giving ride instructions is everyone's favorite Yankee-turned-Colorado resident, Benjamin Foster. These two gentlemen are the driving force behind the Small Bike Big Adventure ride and organize the whole event.
You got a 118?
Vintage motorcycle riders from all over the globe showed up for this ride. From left to right, we have the world's most interesting man, Ernesto, along with Argentinian, now Californians, Jorge, Maria, her handsome husband Marcelo, and their friend Barry. Here sporting their Jonesy's Motorcycle Shop t-shirts are Eric and Blair. Eric rides a Puch and is the world's nicest guy. I've seen him work on an unknown traveler's broken down car in a parking lot while the rest of us were busy resting. Now that takes heart. Blair is the best SAG driver ever. Let's just say she doesn't scare easily. Here, with his award-winning smile, is motorcycle mechanic and owner of Jonesy's Motorcycle Shop, Mr. Joshua Jones. Driving the SAG van is Claude. Riding a Puch, we have Texas guitar slinger Jesse Dayton, Golden, Colorado native and motorcycle riding instructor Robin, the man with a hammer, Al, birthday boy Mateo, Steve and Tony. Driving the second SAG vehicle, we have my partner, Anne Marie. And next to her, also from Austin, Texas, is the motorcycle whisperer, Vincenzo Murphy. Next to Marcello, we have Julian. And standing on the left next to Steve, we have Claude's son, Jeff.
My bike jumped out of second, third, and fourth.
From Kerrville, via Denmark, we've got Andy Anderson. Finally, we have Jason on his lucky number 13 Riverside. Uniting around a love for vintage motorcycles, we instantly become family. It's 8:30 in the morning. We have Tom Petty blasting out the stereo while the riders check out each other's bikes.
Okay.
In typical European fashion, by 8:45 the ride's christening begins. Corks are being popped and the champagne begins to flow. What better way to celebrate the beginning of such a wonderful ride than with morning mimosas? After taking a moment to recognize Mateo's 21st birthday,
Happy birthday!
Benjamin Foster begins with day one's riding instructions.
It's going to be a beautiful ride this morning. When we get to Nederland, we're stopping at the Train Car Coffee Shop. It's on the right-hand side, 3 train cars. You can't miss it. So we're going to go down here together, then up canyon at your own pace to the stop sign, take a right.
And just like that, we headed out for day one's ride. First stop, Nederland.
There's a 108.
Oh, yeah.
So we're looking for like a 90 or something.
Upon arriving in Nederland, first order of business, rejetting our carburetors for these high altitudes. Riding a vintage motorcycle through the extreme elevation changes of Colorado can be tricky. You see, the higher you go in elevation, the less oxygen you have available. Not only is this taxing on the human body, it also makes riding our old bikes tricky. Basically, we got to add a smaller jet to our carburetor to allow for more airflow. This is called leaning out the carburetor.
118?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Tuning a vintage motorcycle requires a balance between the amount of gas, air, and spark the motorcycle is producing. If any of those three components is off, the bike might run, but it will not perform at its peak potential. And to make it up and down the Colorado mountainside, trust me, you'll need every bit of horsepower you can get out of that engine.
We're gonna go down the hill to Boulder. Everyone's on their own for lunch in Boulder. You figure it out on your own, find your place or whatever. We're sending you the address, 800 Cherry Avenue in Boulder. It's a park. We're gonna meet there at that park at 2:15.
After Nederland, we bolted down the road to one of Colorado's most popular cities, Boulder, where we enjoyed a nice lunch and returned to a not-so-pleasant gift left by the local authorities. After enjoying hearing Jesse give the parking police a nice earful, we rode back to Nederland for a quick get-together.
So we just made it back into Nederland. Bikes are running pretty good. We've had a handful of breakdowns along the way. And this is our second time through Nederland. We went to Boulder, almost got about 25 parking tickets for where we were. And then riding it back down and back into Golden.
From Nederland, we rode to our hotel in Golden.
We're working on Jason's bike here. We got Eric, aircraft MacGyver, adjusting the mechanical Bosch regulator. Checking it out, seeing if we can make it charge better. We got Mateo back here cleaning up some throttle linkage.
What are you working on? We are so this is my Bultaco 67, and we were up at higher altitude, about 9,400 feet, and it was just not running properly. It was running too rich. The main jet was too big. So we had a smaller main jet. We pulled the big one out, and we're putting the small one back in, and now we're putting the carburetor back on the bike with a smaller jet, because tomorrow we're climbing Mount Evans, 14,000 feet, and we're gonna need less gas and more air. I'm gonna have to drop the name. So that's what we're hoping for, is less gas and more air, so this bike can make it to the top of Mount Evans.
That evening was spent working on our bikes before finally relaxing to a wonderful meal. Thanks, guys, for making day one so perfect.
So we want to skirt the university.
I'm sorry, the
No.
construction is a lesson. But there was one lane.
Yeah.
So we will get split up.
We absolutely will get stopped. Okay. But if you want to look at, no, I'll leave it right there. Okay, so we're going to go around the college, and we're going to go up 19.
Yeah, it's right up here.
Right up here.
You tee off, you take a right.
Take a right.
And we're going to go up, you're going to go over the highway, and we're going to continue going. I will stop just over the highway. There's a bike lane. I'll just pull over and wait till everybody to catch up. When everybody's caught up, we're going to go all the way up. It's about 8,000 feet, and we're going to stop at Buffalo Bill's gravesite.
All right, Tuesday morning, and everybody's getting geared up, doing last minute things here, and we'll be heading out. We're gonna go up Mount Evans this morning.
You heard him right. Day 2, the Mount Evans ride promised to be epic, but little did I know to what extent. You see, I was unaware of the fact that Mount Evans is the highest paved road in North America, sitting at 14,000 plus feet. But we'll get to that part of the adventure later. First, we must fuel up in order to reach our first destination, the Buffalo Bill Museum. After spending about an hour at the museum and lookout point sitting at about 8,000 feet, I felt like I was on top of the world. If only I knew what was to come. Next stop, sitting at a little over 10,000 feet, where lunch would be waiting for us, is the Great Echo Lake.
All right, so we're at the little Echo camp here. I think that's where we're at.
Echo Lake.
Echo Lake, place. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful temperature, beautiful weather, beautiful day, beautiful roads, and we're gonna go grab some grub. Just ate lunch. Looks like Mateo's out. Gotta go conquer Mount Evans. Here we go, boys. Woohoo! Lovely. Love this stuff.
Echo Lake is the launching point for the main task of the day, conquering Mount Evans. As I said earlier, Mount Evans is a magical ride. Sitting at more than 14,000 feet, Mount Evans is the highest paved road in North America. Riding up the mountainside is no easy task. The roads are a steep incline and have little to no shoulder to speak of. Riding up Mount Evans takes commitment. Once you have begun, there are few places to turn around at. The ride includes views of mountain goats and lakes made from melted snow. Once you make it to the top of Mount Evans, you quickly realize it was worth the effort.
All right. The Leoncino made it to the top here. That road is pretty rough. It's kind of bouncy. Yeah, top of Mount Evans. 14er climber here.
The descent is equally fun and includes a ride past Summit Lake Park. The view from our motorcycles as we were riding down that mountain pass is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Tell me a little bit about the day. How'd the day go today?
Yeah, a long day, but I've seen so much, so many things that you don't see in Texas. Big trees, big mountains, mountains so tall they don't even have trees on them. I saw sheep, I saw goat. It was remarkable, just an absolutely remarkable day, and I'm glad I shared it with all my friends here in Colorado on my birthday.
What was the highlight of the ride for you?
Oh, just cruising, having the bike running well. Because all the roads were nice and curvy. There wasn't really one place in particular that was special. It was all awesome. It was really good.
Beautiful day today. The weather was hot down in town, cool up on Mount Evans. Great riding. Everyone made it back. It was a great day.
What was the highlight of the day for you personally?
For me, getting everybody up there together and make sure that they have a good time. As a ride organizer, it's one of my responsibilities to make sure everybody else is enjoying themselves. And so to see everybody having fun, the bikes are running well, that's helpful. And we had a great time.
All right, so the Bridgestone has no juice for no good reason. So we're looking at these wires and we're fusing them to faults. Eric, what's going on with the Pook?
We got a broken wire, sir.
We broke a wire again.
Yeah, broke the wire.
Broke the solder?
Yeah.
Gosh, why don't you get tougher solder?
I'll just put that back together. I got a new one.
All right. Just put it back together. Look at that. Wild.
Having a good time, good people, fun. It was in Red Rock was amazing seeing that. Everything's been good so far. Hotel, everything. Everybody's nice and getting along, and so I'm pretty happy about it. It's my first trip, so I'm definitely happy about it.
Today was really, really good. We went up Lookout Mountain to start. Yesterday we had 7 bike problems. Today we dropped that basically in half. I think there were maybe 3 or 4 bike problems, which is great, working those kinks out. We made it up to Lookout Mountain. Everybody got to look over the city of Golden, the city of Denver. That was really cool. And then most of the bikes went from there to 14,100 feet up the top of Mount Evans. And I mean, that's kind of a bucket list thing. Just for people who are out of state, don't get to live in Colorado and enjoy what we've got. Getting to the Mount Evans, top of Mount Evans was a big one for me as one of the organizers of the ride, to see people get up there, and we were real excited. And then the ride back down is just spectacular, just these big sweeping curves and then some tight curves, and everybody made it through, no accidents, and now it's time for some drinks. Good morning, welcome to Wednesday, day 3. Really excited to have you guys with us. Thank you very much for joining. So today's ride is really just filled with a lot of beautiful road. There's a combination of some really long stretches where we can just rip at it for 50 miles or more. And then there's some really tight turning roads up a road called High Grade that's just a blast. Some real tight hairpin turns.
Very likely, if you don't see 50 motorcycles on that road, it's a slow day.
First gas station, the Sinclair gas station in Conifer. Are you, what do they call that? There's a combination of some really long stretches where we can just rip at it for 50 miles or more. And then there's some really tight turning roads up a road called High Grade that's just a blast. Some real tight hairpin turns. The first half of the ride from here to the first gas stop in Conifer, roughly 45 miles, there's a good, hey, you, focus. It was him?
Just got done riding through from Golden over to Conifer. We're getting gassed up to head over to Woodland Park. What do you think, Claude? Was that fun in the minivan?
We're having a good time.
Oh yeah, having a good time, exactly. Gottie's always up in the front. And yeah, we're trying to make some of these other ducks run.
It's in here.
Vincenzo traded in his Honda because it used too much oil on a Bultaco. Very fun bike, nice beautiful Matrello Benz. I think we got everybody here. This is true, Ben is a nice guy. Is he around? There he is. There's the nice guy. Representing Jonesy.
Day 3 promised to be a wonderful ride full of twisting curves and scenic rivers flowing next to winding roads. I unfortunately had to spend the majority of Day 3 filming. I am from Austin, Texas, and spending the last 2 days riding at such high altitudes took a toll on my body that was very unexpected. Altitude sickness is a real thing, so I decided to set down the bike for a while and pick up a camera.
You get up to the top, it's 285, it's a stoplight, I think. You take a left, and then you get to Pine Junction. It's a little town with a gas station on the right-hand side. Stop, get gas, because the next gas is 57 miles. So up here to Pine Junction, take a right, through a little dirt, to the top to 285, take a left. Pine Junction is the little town with the 1-2 pump gas station.
I am very proud to say that my friends kept on trucking down those Colorado roads. Next stop, the Pine Junction Country Store.
How was that?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Excited, yeah. Beautiful road.
I'm having a blast.
You having a blast?
This ain't like driving through West Texas.
After fueling up
One more tap.
and working on our bikes, Jonesy received a wonderful surprise visit from his wife, who brought with her his bike from last year. Yes, the bike that had gotten stolen.
So we left Golden this morning, and somehow my sweetheart Vanessa was able to bring the pickup and bring me an extra motorcycle. That's the Road Racer from last year that got stolen. And yeah, we're a little bit outside of Victor and Cripple Creek, waiting for some guys to come back. And yeah, it's really fun to be back in the Road Racer.
I'm so glad he was able to get her back and return her to such wonderful form. Final stop, the old mining town of Cripple Creek, where our hotel will be waiting for us.
Todd, you gotta go back to,
Golden.
oh man.
What's going on, Todd?
I left my bag in Golden. Like
Where at?
At the hotel. Yeah, I can only travel on, smelly underwear for so long. So.
You wear underwear?
I know you guys don't mind, but, in case we go somewhere public,
This is Old Granddad, also formerly known as the Pink Pook. It's my grandfather's motorcycle.
Your grandfather's motorcycle?
We bought it brand new
From
Sears and Roebuck out of the catalog.
Yep.
Incredible.
We ordered it in 68, got it in 69. And I have every scrap of paperwork for this motorcycle.
Wow.
Including the tags that held hung on the handlebars.
There's a strong possibility you're going to have rain and or snow.
even if you're ready.
The last order of business for the day, discuss next day's ride up Pikes Peak. With rain and possible snowing conditions forecasted, the ride up Pikes Peak might not happen.
group decided collectively to not go up Pikes Peak due to the freezing rain, sleet, snow that's supposed to come in. So we're going to do a little roundabout route. And yeah, we're about to head out Thursday morning.
We're going to go up out of town this way and take a right. It's the second right. It's, I think, the first paved road. We'll take a right up here. I'll just lead to that right-hand turn. Up a steep hill to the top of the mine up here. And the mining company has built an overlook where you can kind of stop, get up on a platform, and just take a peek at the mine.
Precious metals. Precious metals. There it is. Jared pulls it in.
So Todd, did you go down to 25 in that?
After taking our, as Jonesy would say, precious metals up to the lookout point to see where the precious metals came from, we jumped on our bikes to travel some of the back roads of Colorado. These roads, unfortunately, are under repair, therefore traveling them requires patience. Next stop, Evergreen Station. Well, most of our bikes stopped here. However, the good Vincenzo Murphy flew right past the meetup point and began his own personal adventure. He made it back to the hotel and had his own stories to tell. The rest of us fueled up at the Evergreen Station, rested a bit before heading out towards the next section of Colorado Road.
We're going to take a left right here on County 11. Okay. County 11 goes to a dead end.
Here, not only did we have beautiful roads waiting on us, we also had a brief stop due to cows on the road. This might sound weird to some, but being from small town Texas, cows in the road seem like a normal thing. Onward we traveled down country roads in the most remote area of Colorado. Nice roads and beautiful vistas in every direction. This may have been an unplanned route, but it didn't disappoint. We'll conquer Pikes Peak next year. Day 5. The last day of our small bike big adventure tour of Colorado. After having been under the weather for the last day and a half, I decided to end the ride the same way I began it, on the back of a motorcycle. Even though it was the final day of riding, Mother Nature wanted to guarantee that it would be eventful and memorable. But in order to make it to Golden from Cripple Creek, gas is needed. After a quick fill-up, down the Colorado roads we raged with beautiful blue skies above. Time to hit some dirt roads and see some of Colorado's running rivers and streams that skirt the unpaved Colorado roads. Spending about 30 minutes on dirt can be a bit nerve-wracking, but the views made it all worth the trouble. Asphalt was a welcome sight, but the dark clouds off to the horizon, not so much. I expected a little rain, but what Mother Nature had in store for us was something completely different. What started off as a drop of cold rain quickly turned into the sounds of hard ice pounding against my helmet. Hail had begun to fall. We slowed down to stay safe and tried to endure for as long as possible.
Well, the weather outside is frightful.
But eventually we had to seek shelter under a tree. until the hail let up enough to safely ride into the town of Evergreen, where our final banquet at the Blackbird Cafe would be held.
Well, what do you guys think?
Eric just said that's the big adventure part.
The big adventure part?
Yeah, I think it's the Texas Rally next year, and I have a unanimous consent.
Unanimous consent. What about you, Rob? What do you think? Woo!
That's awesome.
Oh my God, that was so.
Was that fun, John?
Huh?
Was that fun?
I don't know if I call it fun. Definitely adventure.
Adventure.
That's good.
Vincenzo, what'd you think?
Fabulous. Now it's a ride.
Now it's a ride.